Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover the secrets hidden within the filings that shape our financial world. Today we are going to dive into Fortrea Holdings Incorporated's latest report, and let me tell you there is a specific number that might just tell us everything we need to know about their recent performance buckle up. For those new here, consider subscribing because we turn complex corporate documents into easy to understand insights. Also join our Discord community, linked in the description for more exclusive discussions. Fortrea Holdings Incorporated has filed a Form 8K, which is essentially a report for big events that shareholders should know about promptly. This filing is coming out right on the 5th of November 2025, and it is mostly about releasing their financial results for the quarter that just ended the 30th of September 2025. The earliest event reported here is the 5th of November 2025. The company is letting us know about their financial health and what they are seeing in the market. Think of this 8K as their quick update to say here are the numbers you need to see right now. This particular report is from Fortrea Holdings Incorporated. You might know them from their stock trading under the ticker FTRA on the Nasdaq. They deal with common stock and also this interesting thing called rights to purchase series of preferred stock. It sounds a bit complicated, but for now just know they have a couple of ways their ownership is structured. The filing mentions different classes of stock, common class A and preferred class A. This tells us that there are different types of ownership with potentially different rights and privileges for investors. When companies have multiple classes of stock, it often means they are trying to manage ownership control or raise capital in specific ways. Now let's get to the meat of it, which is item 2.02, results of operations and financial condition. This is where the company announces the financial results for the fiscal quarter that ended on the 30th of September 2025. They are releasing a press release that has all the details, and we are being told that this press release is part of this official filing. The press release itself is attached as Exhibit 99.1. Because it is an 8K, the information here is furnished, and not officially filed in the same way as a more detailed report like a 10Q or 10. This means it has fewer legal implications if it turns out to be not entirely precise, but it is still critical information for investors. Fortrea Holdings Incorporated is incorporated in Delaware. This is pretty standard for many companies in the US due to Delaware's well-established corporate laws. They are registered under Commission File Number 001-41704, and their IRS Employer Identification Number is 92 to 2,796,441. This is the administrative stuff that helps them operate legally, but doesn't directly tell us about their performance. Their principal executive offices are located at 8 Moore Drive, Ive in Durham, North Carolina. The local area code for their phone number is 877-495-0816. Again, this is useful in knowing where they are based, but not the core financial story. Fortrea Holdings Inc. Its common stock is traded on the Nasdaq Stock Market LLC under the symbol FTI. They also have rights to purchase series of preferred stock, which is also traded on Nasdaq, though it doesn't have a specific trading symbol listed here. This tells us that both their common stock and these preferred stock rights are publicly traded and subject to exchange regulations. The company is indicating whether it qualifies as an emerging growth company. This status can allow them to use extended transition periods for complying with new or revised financial accounting standards. They have indicated they are not checking this box, meaning they will be complying with new accounting standards without the extended grace period. This suggests they are moving forward with robust financial reporting. Finally, under item 9.01, we see the exhibits. The most important one is Exhibit 99.1, the press release announcing their financial results. There is also Exhibit 104, which is the cover page interactive data file, essentially a digital tag for the report, making it machine readable. The report is signed by Jill McConnell, Chief Financial Officer of Fortrea Holdings Inc., and dated the 5th of November 2025. This signifies that the CFO has reviewed and approved the contents of this filing. Now let's look at the actual financial performance, which is what usually matters most. The press release attached as Exhibit 99.1 is where we'll find the financial tables and the numbers that truly tell the story of Fortrea Holdings' recent performance. While the 8K itself doesn't contain the detailed tables, we will infer the key takeaways from the company's statements and typical reporting practices for a quarterly earnings release. Based on the information being reported on the 5th of November 2025 for the quarter ending the 30th of September 2025, we are looking at the financial results for that 3-month period. Public companies typically report metrics like revenue, net income, earnings per share, and cash flow during these announcements. Let us assume for a moment that the unaudited financial statements within that press release showed, for instance, that Fortrea Holdings reported total revenue of, let's say, $300 million for the quarter. Then they might also report a net income of, say, $15 million. This would translate to earnings per S-share of roughly 0.10. If this revenue figure is up from the same quarter last year, say by 10%, that suggests growth in their business operations, possibly due to increased demand for their services or successful market expansion. However, if that net income is down by 20%, even with growing revenue, it would indicate that their costs are rising faster than their sales, perhaps due to investments in research and development, increased operating expenses, or pressure on their profit margins. A significant drop in net income while revenue is growing could mean they are spending more to achieve that growth, or that the services they provide are becoming less profitable. For example, if they are a contract research organization like Fortrea is known to be a 20% drop in net income, could mean that while they secured more contracts, the pricing for those contracts has become more competitive, leading to smaller profit margins on each project. We also need to consider their cash flow from operations. If this number is strong and growing, it indicates the company is generating enough cash from its core business to sustain and grow its operations, pay down debt, and invest in new opportunities. A weak or declining cash flow from operations, even with reported profits, can be a red flag suggesting that profits are not translating into actual cash entering the business quickly enough. This could be due to slow collections from clients or an increase in inventory or work in progress that has not yet been converted to cash. Looking at these numbers critically, Fortrea Holdings, being a clinical outsourcing organization, operates in a sector that often sees steady demand but can also be competitive. If their revenue is growing but net income is shrinking, it suggests that while they are winning business, they might be facing increased competition, or perhaps investing heavily in expanding their capabilities to stay ahead. This is not always a bad thing if the investment is strategic and expected to yield higher returns in the future. However, investors will want to see a clear path to improved profitability. A key risk for companies like Fortrea is the dependence on a few large clients, or the fluctuation in demand from pharmaceutical and biotechnology companies. If the press release indicates revenue concentration with a few key customers, that is a point of concern. Similarly, if there is a significant increase in debt without a corresponding increase in profitability, it raises a yellow flag about their financial leverage and ability to manage their debt obligations. In conclusion, Fortrea Holdings Inc. has issued a report indicating their financial performance for the recent quarter. The critical numbers in the accompanying press release will reveal whether their top-line growth is translating into bottom-line profitability and healthy cash generation. Investors should carefully analyze the revenue growth versus net income trends and the cash flow from operations to understand the true health of the company. A strong revenue with a falling profit margin is a sign that the company needs to be more efficient or renegotiate its contracts. Conversely, if they are showing healthy growth in both revenue and net income, it strongly suggests they are on a good trajectory. For now, we wait for the full details of that press release to give a definitive verdict, but the structure of this 8K tells us exactly where to look for the crucial financial story. Alright, that is our breakdown of Fortrea Holdings Incorporated's latest filing. What are your thoughts on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.